Hey yo, it's TS, and let's do a quick video of some cover songs that are newer. Let's start with a band called Die Humane. I've never heard of them before, but they did a cover of Something I Can Never Have by Nine Inch Nails. It's one of my favorite Nine Inch Nails songs, and originally on Pretty Hate Machine. And it's a pretty good cover. It's a little different. They expand the sonic range a little bit, I guess you could say. A little more instrumentally deep. A cool cover though. Liliac is a band of siblings. I think most of them or all of them are siblings. And they did a cover of a Dio song a couple of years ago. Well, their new one is a cover of Black Sabbath's Heaven and Hell, which musically sounds amazing. The lead singer is a rock star. She really brings the full thing to it, but the rest of the band, somebody's behind them, funding them with instruments and costumes and things, and most of them just look. The video's hard to watch. They just look awkward. They just look like awkward teenagers trying to pretend like they're some heavy, deep, dark band, and just a little silly. But the music's good. Real good band. They have an original too. I think I looked at their YouTube output, and they kind of seem to alternate between original and cover, and it seems to be a real good format that more people need to follow. I'm taking some notes from it. I think they get a lot of people in with the cover song, and then if they get even a portion of them to hang out with the originals, then they win. And if the originals are good, like I said, I haven't reviewed their new song yet, so I'll let you know how that goes. But the idea is sound. Next up, we got Sunfish, who is a smaller band, but they've done a cover of Super Bon Bon, originally by Soul Coughing. And it's decent. It's a little more rock. They've filled in the rock sound a little more. It's not my favorite, but I love the song, and good for them. Sum 41 have just put out what they're calling their last album. They're going to quit here after this album and tour, and well, I was skimming through it, and they have a cover of Paint It Black by the Rolling Stones originally, and the song's been covered a million times by a million different bands. It's pretty boilerplate cover. It's good, but kind of a generic choice. Gunship is a band I've talked about before, kind of leading purveyors of the synthwave sound. I've done a cover of the 80s song Send Me an Angel, originally by Real Life. I didn't know that until I looked it up. I would have lost that point on a trivia question. Send Me an Angel is originally by Real Life. I think I mentioned before the Paramore and Talking Heads cover Burning Down the House, and the Duran Duran cover of Psycho Killer. I haven't heard any more about that as a tribute album to the Talking Heads or anything, but I'm still listening to that song, so I thought I'd mention it again. We have Keith Richards doing a cover of Waiting for the Man, originally by Lou Reed, which is pretty interesting. I think I saw that before I even knew that the Rolling Stones were putting out new music, so it's good. Young Blood, go from the old to the young, literally. Young Blood is a sort of a rapper, British rapper figure. I think he was kind of tangled up with MGT for a little while, and he's done some stuff with Avril Lavigne and quite a few other people. But the new Fall Guy movie, he does a cover of "I Was Made for Loving You" by Kiss, and I love that song. I think he does a banger job of it. Just great. Metallica did a cover of "Funeral for a Friend" for the Elton John Gershwin Prize, and I thought that was a weird choice for them to do, but once I listened to it, oh my god, it's the best thing they've done in 20 years. That song is so phenomenal, and they just nail it. Staying in Metallica territory, Kelly Clarkson does a thing apparently on her show called Karaoke, and she sings popular songs and whatever. She's got her own show. She can do whatever she wants. So she did a cover of "Sad But True," which was kind of neat. It starts off mellow, and it's neat hearing the song that way. And surprisingly, about halfway through, it turns into the real, her band kicks it up into the normal territory for that song. It's pretty good, pretty good. Obviously, it's not as brutal as the original, but what is that? 30 years old now? That's it's kind of funny. You think that in 92, 91, somebody did a song, Metallica did a song that was 30 years older. It would have been 1960. And just a time constraint, time shift thing just constantly freaks me out. I discovered Eddie Vedder did a cover of a song called "Save It for Later." Save it for later. Ba-doo-ba-doo-ba-doo-ba-doo. Can't remember who did that. It was like the English Beat or something. It was somebody in that second wave of ska, British ska, new wave type of stuff. But it's a great song. He nails it. Tenacious D, we're riding high on a cover of Britney Spears' "Hit Me Baby One More Time," which is one of my all-time favorite go-to songs. Apparently it's for the new Kung Fu Panda 4 or 5. Is it 4? Kung Fu Panda 4. But that was before they kind of got canceled a little bit. We won't go into that. KG did nothing wrong. Jack Black, I think, panicked because of all of his big-time Hollywood deals that might be tied to a lot of money that he could lose if he was canceled. So he distanced himself from that real quick, but whatever. Kyle said what we all were thinking anyway, so. Alright, no politics in this video. Back to the covers. Sabrina Carpenter covers Chaperone's "Good Luck Babe" on Tonight Show, something like that, I think. And it's an excellent cover. She does a sort of a little more mellow version of it. And Chaperone does a cover of Lady Gaga's "Bad Romance" on same thing, one of those late night shows. It's just good to see the synergy between these new artists, and I don't know if they're friends, they're friendly at least, and it's good to see that. It's going to be good for all of them. Rising tide raises all boats. So next I want to talk about the Slash album. I haven't looked into the whole album yet, but they've been feeding me one at a time songs on YouTube. The first one I saw was Killing Floor, his old blues song, with Brian Johnson singing. And I thought, oh boy, let's hear how that sounds. You know, I'm not a huge fan of old blues stuff. I take that back. I am a huge fan of old blues stuff. I'm not a fan of patio blues, barbecue blues, this light beer blues that every fucking band seems to play nowadays. I just hate it. Anyway, Brian Johnson does not sing like he's in AC/DC. That is totally an affectation, apparently. This guy sings great in his real voice. It was so good. And Steven Tyler's on it too. He's kind of, I guess you could say it's harmonica. He's playing harmonica, but he's singing through his harmonica a lot too. So that's a nice background thing. It's interesting seeing Brian Johnson and Steven Tyler on the same track. But Slash also does Oh Well, old Fleetwood Mac song with Chris Stapleton singing. So I found the trend. It's probably an album of old covers, old blues covers, which is kind of interesting since Duff is doing all originals on his new stuff. Seeing Slash go back to his sort of pre-roots, because I don't think a lot of this stuff is actually his roots, but he knows he's doing the right songs. Does Stormy Monday with Beth Hart. If you don't know who she is, she's amazing blues singer that's been around forever. I'm glad she's still got a career, because she never was able to get like that big song to like kind of solidify her, so she's just resilient. What I'm least excited about that I've heard so far is Demi Lovato singing on Papa Was a Rolling Stone. Good song. She does a good job, but I just don't support her too much. But speaking of Duff, there's a live video floating around on YouTube of him doing River of Deceit as kind of a honor to his friends in the Seattle scene and Lane Staley and such. And it's a great cover. The next two are actually connected also. We have the Black Crowes doing Hey, What Can I Do on Howard Stern. And they toured with Jimmy Page, or I'd say Jimmy Page toured with them 2007, 2008, somewhere in there. They put out a live album together doing all old Led Zeppelin songs. And coincidentally, they did the Oh Well song, the Fleetwood Mac song too. But I thought it was interesting them doing a cover of Led Zeppelin's Hey, Hey, What Can I Do? It sounds just like the Black Crowes when they do it. It's kind of amazing. I've heard Chris Robinson talk about how that wasn't the best experience for them touring with Jimmy Page. They said he was great, but I guess they're not huge Led Zeppelin fans, and so they just really were kind of lackadaisical about the whole thing. That might have been something that was put together by the record company or by management or something, but it was just hard listening to them sing this song and kind of pretend like they were into it, knowing that they actually kind of aren't. But married to Chris Robinson back in the day. I think they've been divorced for quite a while now. But Kate Hudson, I've talked about recently, did a cover of Voices Carry by Till Tuesday, Amy Mann, on Howard Stern, also recently, which she's tolerable. She's not the singer that Amy Mann is, but it was decent, I guess. New band, I guess new to me. I found a band called Vendetta Love that their original stuff keeps grabbing my attention because of the Alice in Chains influence. Their riffs, and not the vocals entirely, but their whole kind of overall vibe is pretty much Alice in Chains. So it was interesting to see that their cover song was not Alice in Chains, it was Guns N' Roses' It's So Easy, which is one of my favorite Guns N' Roses songs of all time. And they pretty much do it note for note, to a T. They embody that spirit really, really well. They kind of they nailed it. Another interesting one that I found was Umphrey's McGee, kind of a jam band, festival band. They've done a ton of great covers and mashups. They did a whole mashup album that is just amazing. But their new cover is Let's Dance by David Bowie with special guest Huey Lewis, who sings mostly the chorus and stuff, and does a lot of harmonica. I can tell the harmonica is him too. And it's good to see that he's doing something. Last I heard, he was having hearing problems and a lot of medical issues, and so it's good to see that he's still doing stuff. Is that it? Oh, it's not it. We have to talk about Dolly Parton one more time. I don't know if it's all on the same album. Like I said, YouTube just feeds me things here and there, and unless I actually go and investigate, I don't know if things are all off on the same albums or what, but I think albums are pretty much kind of going the wayside anyway. I think the best thing for artists to do is to do one or two songs and put them out, and a couple months later do one or two songs and put them out. And I think with the algorithms and things, I think that's a way better deal than I think all the major artists are going to keep doing albums, because they're going to keep trying to do that thing that Taylor Swift did, where she just first artist to have all top 10. Well, of course, she just released a new album, and people are going to stream every song on that album like it's an album. Those shouldn't be treated as singles. I don't know if the whole industry needs to be structured. If the way the singles charts work or the album charts and all that stuff work, it just I don't know. We're kind of in the wild, wild west about that kind of thing right now. It'll be interesting to see how that all turns out. But I want to talk about Dolly Parton. I've talked about her in a couple of videos now, because her cover stuff for this rock album has just been on a range from really, really amazing to kind of cheesy to kind of average, I guess. But she does a Tom Petty song called Southern Accents, and I never knew this song. I knew that was the name of the album with "Don't Want to Come Don't Come Around Here No More" on it. But I didn't know the song. Obviously, it lends itself to more of a country vibe, which works with Dolly. That one's a really good one. She does Imagine, which after the whole controversial thing with all the celebrities doing Imagine a couple of years ago during lockdown, it just kind of, I feel like we kind of need to just let that song rest a little bit. But Dolly does what she wants, so Imagine it is. And the last one is, I saw the video, I saw her picture, and it said Dolly Parton, Shine. And I thought, there's only one Shine song that could be. There's no way. There's no way she's doing that. Nope, I clicked on it. And she's doing Collective Soul, Shine. Yep. And she countryfies it a little bit. It's actually a lot more tolerable song with Dolly doing it than with Collective Soul doing it. And you really see how good of a song it actually is. Anyway, that's the cover songs that I've got for now. Get back with you on another video here as soon as I can.